Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas. Whoop whoop. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week and I have heat back on our downstairs now, thanks to our folks that came over this morning. So with that, I don't know if they're going to come back because now the upstairs unit is warming up. So life is adventure. You just have to roll with it, right? I've got some warmth right now and that's what counts. So we're going to make an easy peasy pop-up card, and I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy treat box, another type, a different design, right? It's all about easy peasy. What can we get done? Because Valentine's may not seem like it, but really, truly, it feels like it's just right around the corner. All right, so let's do this. Let's go down the hands and get this done, right? See what we got going. All right, so some of this is what we've already created. We've got a treat box here. We have one of our crackers here. So if you sit up there and place an order of $35 or more between now and the 15th of January, you can get 6 projects. So you get cards as well as treat boxes, right? Okay, so this is some pop cards. So I did some pop-ups already, and we're going to be doing one coordinate with all this in just a moment. I'm first going to show you this really easy though. I just propped these up so you could see that better. We're going to make first this easy, very easy treat box. And I sit there, and this is, you buy it like this, it's already scored and everything. I used the largest deckled circle die to cut out the paper. You can see it's not quite enough. If you wanted that covered, you just had to put your 6x6 paper over it and trim around the whole thing. But I didn't want to do that. All I had to do is just trim a little bit right here, right? So that makes it nice and easy. So these are already, you've got your adhesives right here for you. So we already know that's going to be tucked on the inside, all right? So I'm just going to go ahead like I usually do. I'm just going to fold and bend. So hopefully, somebody asked me about this the other day, and I hope they're going to get to watch so they can see. So I'm just going to fold this on the score lines. This is really easier than it looks. People, when things are different, people get excited. I get excited too until I can get my hands on it and mess with it, right? So I've already messed with this already. But it's like anything else, right? The tip is, for me, is to go and bend all the score lines so you see where everything's going to go, right? So from here, all I'm going to do is take this off right here. It most likely took me more time to decide which paper I wanted to use than it did anything else. And I'm just going to line it up just like we would anything else. So that's one side. And we're going to do the same thing here. And then we're just going to add ribbon and a tag, and we can add a bee. But I just want to show you how easy this is. Again, I've got it folded on the score line. I've got the score lines over here too. So even though my designer series paper didn't have a score line, it doesn't matter. I folded the paper and bent it with what was already scored. And then this doesn't have candy or anything in it yet, so I'm not going to, I will tie a ribbon, but it's got to be able to let me open it and put something in there. So there I've got a pretty decorated, already treat box, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap some ribbon around this. And let's see how much I'm going to do. You figure this is 16 inches right here. So let's see how that does. This is like wrapping your Christmas presents, right? Okay. So if I go 16 inches, you have to decide whether that is enough for you to make a bow or not. For me, I'm going to give myself at least an extra 5 inches. Because sometimes I just am challenged with those bows when I do my lives. And I'm really not interested in being challenged. I think not having heat this morning downstairs for the last several days was challenge enough. So I hadn't put my tag on here yet because it's really, when I make bows, it just depends on how my bow lands and where I'm going to put things. So I'm just going to tie it right here. Yes, I feel like I'm back to doing Christmas presents again, but that's okay. There's birthday presents, so we're not limited to just Christmas. We just put a lot of effort into Christmas, right? Let's see if we got my bow down there. We just put, okay, I didn't grab it. Okay, so yeah, we put a lot of effort into Christmas, right? But there's other, I really sort of wanted my bow up here. We just put a lot of effort into Christmas, right? So there's other days of the year that we give things, and also birthdays, anniversaries. All right. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. All right, this is my third try. If I don't get it this round, guess what? It's becoming a square knot, or the bow will just have to be made later or something. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Talk to it and tell it how it's what's going to be like. It's going to be history. All right, so you can make that as long as you want, but all I'm going to do is stick my little Happy Valentine's Day tag in here, and I'm going to sit there and put it down with a little bit of adhesive, right? Because I can untie the bow. I've designed it so I can untie the bow. You want to, right? If you're going to still put some goodies in there, and I didn't attach it to the ribbon, but I've got it right here. Now the person, the little munchkin I plan on giving this to, most probably will get excited if I put a bee on there, because he thinks bees are going to hurt him, which they can, right? Let's see if I want what kind of flower I want to put on there for him. I'll put it right here. Let's put this one here. So you know, it's something to keep in mind, right? Whoever you're giving it to. I know he'll like whatever I put in there for him, and I didn't have to do a lot of fuss there, right? I just have my tag that I put down. I could do more flourishing things and so forth and so on, but the special people in my life I'm going to give this to really isn't going to care, right? It's most likely going to be more trouble and so forth than it is anything else. But that's how easy it is to do. We just have a cute, simple, wrap some ribbon, did the sides down with the adhesive that was in here. I might not have pressed it down far enough, but it could be because of the temperature here and everything else, because even though I fixed the downstairs, now this upstairs. So I am operating at 63 degrees right now. So there you go. That is just a quick, simple treat box, all right? All right, let's put that aside, which I did. Now let's move on to this box. To this, not box, it's a pop-up card. All right, so there's a lot of pieces. I'm not gonna do all of it. We're gonna do the main guts of it, okay? So here's some things I've already did that we're gonna use. These are the antennae that have a stamp set. It's in the stamp set. And I'll put this aside too because that's extra. So when you stamp out the wings and you stamp out the antennae for the bees, this is what you're going to get. And they perfectly fit in the punch, so you don't have to fussy cut. And it's going to cut them out in the shape of a heart. So you're just going to center it. Right, that's the key to it. When you do these things, the key to it is just centering it, right? And don't lose it. I lost stuff last night. Things flipped over and it was white. It was mixed in white. So that happens too. So lots, I tell you, with the window sheet we're going to hear use in a minute, you're going to want something that you'll be able to see it, right? Because it's clear. Because I did have that issue. So I had to find something, right? So for me, I actually just used a dark color, or like just any kind of colored cardstock is what I used, so I could find it, right? Now this does, I actually got paper down there so it punched two things at once. So I just want to show you how it lines up. So this is the wings to the bee, and I'm going to set that aside. I don't have to do that one right now. But the trick to this is see how they've left this part right here. So even though when you punch it, and it's all in shape of a heart, this lets you know this is where you're going to line that up with the bee itself. And I will show you, and I did not stamp any of my big bees, and I didn't bring the stuff to stamp it either. But see how it lets you know. You don't have to guess where the wings go. They've already done that with you with the stamp, so you can do that, all right? So you're not going to get to see me put the big bumblebee on here, because between dealing with working with the people, taking care of the heat, I didn't do that. Okay, so here is some pieces that you're going to need. 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inch. And this is window sheet. And you can see that if you put it up against cardstock, at least you can see it. When it's on paper or it's just white paper, it's really, really hard to see. And you're going to need 3/8 by 1.5. Now you're might want more of this, and I cut several of them. It just depends on what you're going to want to do. Okay, so that's your window sheets. We'll set that aside. I've already did this here. This is Happy Valentine's. I've got some other components here we're going to be using. This is 3/4 by 4 inches, and I've got 2. And then this is a piece that we're going to use as a wraparound, 1 3/4 by 7. And then here's some tags I've already stamped, and we're going to do something with them. I already got plans for them. And I got another one as well here too. And as you can see, here's some wings here. I've already got cut. This is a 3 by 3.5 piece of DSP. And you can see where that goes in a minute. And here's the base. And we're going to start with the base here. And I've got the measurements for you right here. It's 3.5 by 11. It's scored. It's already scored at 1.5, 4 inches, 5 3/4, 9 1/4. And we're going to cut off 1.5. And that's the trick I'm really going to show you that makes it all one piece. It makes it easy for you. So first, I usually tell you to bend this, and it's okay, we're going to cut off, but I want to still let you see where these are at, okay? Because what we're going to do is this is going to form a box with no top or bottom, all right? So you want to know where the back of this is going to go because that's the part we're going to cover up. So this is going to be the back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil or pen. It doesn't matter to me. I'll take a pen so you can see it better. So you can get excited that I took and wrote an X on here. All right. I'm not worried about this because we're going to cover this, all right? But mark whatever it takes for you because we're fixing to cut this. And the reason why I did this is because we want to cut some of this off without messing up this back piece here because we need it. So what I'm going to do here is I need to cut off 1.5 inches. So I'm going to come over here at 1.5 inches. And let's see, I'll get to 1.5 inches. And we're just going to line this up right here. Okay? Now this is my embosser here. So I'm going to put that embosser with anyway, I can't think right now. Okay. So I'm going to take my trimmer right here, my blade, so you can see it. You won't see part of it, but I'm going to take it all the way up to score line. I'm sorry, that was the thing that does the score line. Reminds me of embossing. Now I'm going to take it up right to that point right there where you see the scored line. And the cutter will do that, all right? And then, and so it looks like I need to go just a smidgen more. But if you know what, if you're concerned you're going to mess up with a smidgen more, then just use your scissors, okay? So I just go a smidgen more, and I think I got it. All right, and then the other one I need to do is on this other side down here. So we're going to just come to the end, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to take it and slide it to that line, and we got it, okay? Now, we still have to cut this off down here. Now the reason why I did this way is I want a solid piece in the back. I didn't want to have to cut and add another piece here. I could have, but I can't see the point in it, right? To me it was just as easy to do this and then I have a complete box without another seam showing or whatever by putting stuff together, okay? So I'm just going to finish that off right there. All right. Now, I'm not going to do this all up yet. We already know how it's going to go. We already set up our parameters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take now and use the 3.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to put on as much as I can that I feel comfortable with. And I'm going to change this out. We really need the 3D adhesive because this is, by the time we get through, right? By the time we get through making this pop-up card, it's a 3D project, right? But it's really easy, and that's what I want to show you, how easy this really is. You know, sometimes we think pop-up and we think, oh my gosh, but it's much simpler than you think, okay? Now I don't like that cut edge there, so I'm just going to flip it over. And I'm just lining up my edges in this right here, okay? Now this is going to be the part that's going to form the box. I'm just going to flip this over, because this is where I'm going to put my 1 3/4 by 7 piece. Let's see here. I know somebody's here. Hello, Jennifer. All right, and I'm going to move this over here, and we're just going to do the same thing here. Yes, it's beautiful paper on this side, right? See that balmy blue coming out there. The color cardstock I'm using right now is Pool Party. So if you're wondering what color it is Pool Party. All right, I'm just going to center this on the length, okay? We know. So I have it just a smidgen off, and that's okay. It's because as I'm going to go the edges there, and I want to make sure. And I'm not worried about that. So if you see the adhesive, just roll it. Just roll it. It'll roll in. Small stuff. I don't worry about small stuff, okay? So we have this and this. Now, The next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it so it makes this designer series paper flexible, right? So I've adhered it already, and I could go ahead and do this right now, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and center my stuff over here on this side. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I've got these pieces right here. These are 3/4 by 4 inches. I got 2 of them, and these are actually going to be the pieces that are going to hold the items for my pop-up. They've got a scored right here on 1/4 inch off of each end. So yeah, so when you get this, so when you sit there and you place your order to get this and everything and all your order, the thing is yes, you do. You get PDF tutorials, all right? So if you're wondering, yes, you get PDF tutorials too. So you have not only the video here, but you have PDF tutorials. I'm just using this plastic here because it's a tiny area. Last night, for whatever reason, I was being challenged, and that's okay. It's an opportunity, right? Okay, so I've put this one right here right now. I might move it just a little bit. So center it, knowing that you're going to have 2. And I want some visibility up here as well. I think it's easier. I didn't do it this way last night, but I think it would be easier. That wouldn't have anything. Hello, Lourdes. No, I'm not out of adhesive. Okay, why is it? Okay, let me flip in. So that end acts like it's not taking the adhesive, which is, it's like it's peeling the paper. It is peeling the paper. How weird is that? Okay, I've never had that happen. Okay, it did not do that. That's the first time I've had that happen. Alright, we'll use liquid glue. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. That's small stuff. I didn't want to have to do the liquid glue because I didn't want to have to wait for it to dry, but that's okay. I will use my handy dandy jumbo paper clips, which is my secret tool for stuff like this. I did have to use those last night. Okay, so the one thing is the reason why I got something to do that when you use glue, liquid glue, it's going to still keep moving until it dries, right? So you can see I've sort of centered both of those. And yes, we are live, and there are people in the house, as well as dogs, and possibly somebody deal with the heater later too, but that won't be while we're still live. Alright, I'm not sure why that one did that, but that's okay. Alright, now I'm ready to sit up there. The only other thing that I could do here is, I'm just double checking myself with that whole thing right there. Okay, so the only other thing that I could do is this piece right here. If you feel more comfortable with putting this on now, that's fine, then you could put this on. I had already stamped this with Your Sweetest Honey, and I already know I'm going to put it up here because I've got these jars of honey that I want to get on here, and I want to make sure I have room for that and possibly a bee. I'm going to put this up here with dimensionals. So it's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. Since I already know where this is going to go, yes, I stamped it on back first to see how I was going to like it. And therefore I go from there, right? Sometimes I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. So I do that first to make sure it's going to work the way I think it's going to do, right? Okay, so I have this right here. And then we have these nice jars of honey. So the only thing you have to be concerned about, and we don't have to yet. Okay, now I did come up, see if you look here when I bend this, I thought I was there, so I'm going to have to pull that up a little bit. So that's the only thing I could tell you is, unless you're absolutely sure, which I thought I was absolutely sure, and as you can see I was not. I could have taken a pencil and marked it. Let's see here. It's almost there. So, right, so if I would tell you that if you're not putting super glue on here or anything, you can still move it. So see, now I've gone off a little bit there. So just get it where you want it. Third time's a charm. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it like that at the moment. I think I'm going to go ahead and fold it up so I can start seeing how things are going to start taking shape. Alright, let's see if it's going to let me use a tape run on this one. Maybe I just didn't like the other one because it's so tiny. But that was weird. Okay, it's like anything else, right? Don't sweat the small stuff. That is very small stuff. So, and we're not going to sweat it. You just move on and it'll be okay. Okay, it's nothing to get excited and bend out of shape over. Okay, So I have this right here. Now this is not secured yet and everything else, but I'm fixing to do that now. So I'm just going to use the glue. I'm going to go take this off because this should be dry by now. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, liquid glue. And then I'm going to line it up over here. So you can see that there. I just want to make sure it goes right up there. And I'm trying to make sure it goes. So that's the only thing, right? We're just trying to make sure that right here that it's going to come straight across like that. And it's tight. It should be tight, right? It shouldn't be really loosey-goosey or any of that kind of stuff. See if I can get this paper clip on here without messing it up. But then, so that is the one thing about glue, right? Because I still have flexibility here. And even if not, you saw a minute ago, I took that off and I redid it. So I don't ever let that bother me because, you know what? I've taken a scrapbook page I've made before and decided I didn't like it. And so I ripped it all off and rebuilt it. I was able to use all the stuff I did, but, you know, so that's why I don't let it bother me because I know I can take things off. And if not, and we can't do it, then guess what? It becomes an opportunity for creativity, which many a times it turns out more beautiful than what your original project was going to be. So, again, don't sweat it. So I'm really just trying to get it straight in here so you can see. When I made my very first one, I didn't have anything. Everything just worked beautifully, right? So, there you go. So that's just squaring off and drying right there. So from here, it's all just assembly. Okay, so we're going to use, I have a Happy Valentine's, and because it's larger, and I might want to put a bee on it, I actually have this is the larger of these here. This is the 3/4 by 1.5 inch, and I'm just going to put it back here. I'm going to let some of it hang down because I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it yet. But at least I can go ahead and put some adhesive on it. And this is this for the 3D type projects, right? So that could be why that other was adhering to the paper, because we usually don't have that. And I left a gap. And the reason why I left a gap, because some of the stuff I did, I just came over with it like this. So if I leave a gap, I can still do that. In fact, I'm going to do this right here because you will see when I lay this down, this is not even quite 5 inches, all right? So that'll still fit in the envelope rather easily. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to come and finish putting some adhesive down here on the bottom. And I'm going to do what I just showed you. I'm just going to come over the top, like that, and I'm going to center it right there. Okay, so it's going to be like this right here. And I can put something on the back of this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But see how I did that? So I just wanted something bigger here because I wanted to hold on, right? Now some tinier stuff that we're going to put on here is I'm actually going to put some little bees. So I've already die cut some of these little bees. And I thought it'd be very cute to have some of these bees just throughout here, okay? Because we have 2 tags. I have this one here, and we have... Thank you. And I have this here. So I thought this would be really cute just to put right here. So again, I'm going to do just like I did just then. I have some extras here. And I'm going to put some adhesive at the top. And we're going to put some adhesive at the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the taller one. Is I'm going to put this on here. So this will hold this nice and steady there. But at the same time, see, I don't have any adhesive on the tip there, and I don't want it because I want to do it where it overhangs just like this. It's almost like we're making a tiered card, but we're making a fun pop-up fun fold, or a pop-up, okay? And the reason is it'll fold and it'll come back up. See how that does? So that's how simple it is to make it. So it's really, at this point, it's just adding all the accessories, right? So for this one here, I'll just sit up here and add I'll add a dimensional, because we can see what the big ones are. So now it's just accessorizing. So it's the same thing when I go in and add anything in front of this. And put a bee here. This one looks very cute. Okay. And I try to hide most of my stuff so you can't see the back side of it either. It's hidden. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take these out of our way. And so I have some hearts here that we can add. And we have more of these that we can add as well too. I thought at first I would add one of these big bumblebees. I may or may not. Right now I'm thinking not, but I can change my mind, right? But for sure we're going to add some of these little bees right here because I cut them all out, fussy cut them. So yes, it doesn't punch, you have to fussy cut. So you can get a number of different bees or different sizes, and that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to add some little bees here. So these actually have smaller, this is where the smaller tags come in, is for the smaller items. So this one here is actually 3/8 of an inch by 1.5, and you can see that it'll pretty much hide behind the body. See how that goes right there? So that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm just trying to hide some of it from the front view anyway, right? And then from there, it's just assembling and putting it together. Okay, so if you on the inside, for example, if you feel like you don't like all, and let's see how far we're going to go down, because that's going to decide how much. So I was going to put it right about there. All right, so I don't have it completely under there. And you can make them as high as low as you want, and that's the one thing about using the window sheet, right, is that it's clear, so it's not as obvious versus if I had used white paper or red paper or whatever. Okay, see, I've got my bees going there. Okay, so let's get some honey up front and see how many more bees we want, because I have bees. We can put bees going all the way across here. We can put bees up here. We can even put a bee right here. In fact, we'll just put a bee right here right now. Yeah, put it right there. Because I hand cut all these bees, and these bees are going to be used, whether it's on this card or another card, right? So there, we'll just put a bee right there. Okay, so see how it's shaping up, and it's, like I said, it's going to fun fold. Let me see what else we might want. See, we can even have our bees peeking out, right? This one would easily, see how easily this one would sit and fold right here. Just have the wings coming over, so we're going to do that. And again, we're just going to use one of the smaller ones, one of the 3/8 of an inch. So yeah, you may say, well, how do I decide what I do? Well, you know what? I can tell you, I really don't. It sort of comes and goes. It's one of those things that when I got up this morning, or when I was doing this, I was like, I'm not sure. Or I had an idea and I changed my mind. Okay, now that'll already stick there, right? But I want to be sure the bottom half sticks. So I'm just going to put some right here. So yeah, so we are actually, we have the winter retreat coming up on February the 3rd. January the 18th is the last day to register. So we'll actually be making some pop-up cards there too. But yeah, this is free. If you do a minimum order of $35, you get 6 projects. So looky just how this starts shaping up. Now, if you want to, I still have another bee I can add right here. Again, I dropped the bee. So you can see that I could put it just where it's a little bit lower, right there, right? So you can see everybody's pretty little faces. So we'll do the same thing there, and we'll just lower it. So it's really just getting it out and having the stuff and just play around with it what you want. But it's just easy, right? The box is very easy to make. And then we'll do the same thing here. Is this one I had on the front. So if you notice, I had this one. I didn't have it lapping over like this. I had it like right down here. Okay, so when I do this one, I'm going to want to put the adhesive on this side. So everything's going to depend on where you want things placed, whether it's in front or back. So think of the stuff you do in your computer, you move things to the back or front. Well, it's the same thing. This is just me doing it in person, right? So I'm just going to stick it because I want it right about there, right? I want to still be able to see the big one in the back. And then you just reach your hands in here, and I just make sure that sticks good, okay? All right, there you go. So that's I think all the bees I'm going to put. If you think I need another bee, that's fine. I have some hearts I can put on here. And I got this honey. So I definitely have this big container of honey here to put on here. And I had one more. Let's see what I did with it. But see, it's just gonna go right up here. Okay? So I'm just gonna use a dimensional underneath these guys. And it's just a matter of positioning where we want to position them. You can also put adhesive on the top part of it. Oh, I see my other honey now. Top part of it, here it is. Here's the giant one. I was going to say, I knew I had a giant one. So I see I had this giant one here. So I could do this one to the side if I wanted. Right there. So it's just a matter of just placing it wherever you think you're going to want it, right? Now, I think this Special Peeps mom would say they're as sweet as honey. And I think it just depends on the day and what's going on, right? So, but I'm going to at least inspire, right? So if they're not in their honey demeanor, maybe I'll inspire them being a honey demeanor for their mom. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. So I'm just going to make sure it's under the honey, right? I don't really want to cover up my words. Okay, so I might have to come down here because this one's really tall. So it's just finding the position. And I can also cut the bottom if I wanted to. I wouldn't want to have to cut off anything really because I really think these are cute. And we'll just add them, right? That one actually went up. I didn't want it to go up. I wanted to, well, it can, right? It can. There. So that's good. So it's all about dimension and height, right? That's what gives it everything the look it gets. All right. So I can do this. I'm not sure if I'm real happy with this one, but I can always rearrange it, right? Okay. Or I can add more, or do less. Let's see what else we could do with that. Let's do it like that. Let me get this lowered. Thank you, Lourdes. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Let me get this moved a second. If I have to redo it, I will. Let's tuck it under like this. Okay? And we can put Wink of Stella on there, and we can add anything else. I'm still not sure I'm crazy about this one at the moment. So I reserve the right to take that off and do something else with it. It's my project, right? I haven't given it away yet, and we're going to add some bling to it. So I am going to add a heart, a yellow heart on here. And we'll see what else. And let's probably get that one straight. Okay. A little bit straighter for this person here that's going to get this, because that's what I'm going to say. We want to keep them on their A game. Remind them that they're still sweet in their love. Yep, I'll still rearrange this one. This one here is not, didn't do like I had originally thought I was going to do. But that's okay. I'm not going to fuss with it with you guys right here. I'll just finish it in a minute afterwards. Alright, so there we go. That's what we've done. We've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bees, 3 honeys. I got your sweetest honey. And let's give something back here with a Valentine too. So what's nice about this, and just an easy trick, you just come, and these are clear, so you can put your stuff right here to decide what you really like the most. I think I'm going to go with the pink one. I got enough red going on. There, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and add these 2 little ones because I can. I'll put one here, and I'm going to put another one right over here. Get 3 of these guys on here too. And there we go. So we got Happy Valentine's. You make my heart buzz. And you're as sweet as honey. So I hope you enjoyed that. So if you want to see the 3 we made, they were all simple. So it almost looks like I did the whole step it up thing, right? It's almost like this one looks like it's the easiest of them all, but they're really not. They're all the same. And this one looks like I sort of stepped them up compared to the first one. Okay. Now this one here is really stepped up because when I flip it over, I put Love You on back there, and I put another bumblebee, right? So these 2 right now have nothing. I'll put something over that because I don't want that to show. And when you flip this one back, there's nothing there. So I'm going to try to stamp a sentiment on a card or something and put it on back. But those are all options that you can do or not do. It just shows you how you can sit there and step that up if you want to. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? It's all about showing you how you can go out there and create something that's very easy to create. You figured I must try to talk more than I actually sat down and created, but hey, it's all about teaching you how to do it, right? And showing you how easy it can be to make it and showing you what tools and tips you can use to make it happen. So it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So you have until the 15th of this month, and because this is actually January 1st to the 15th, that you get these 6 projects. We get actually 3 cards, and you get 3 treat holders. And then on the 16th of January, we'll start with something else. With that, be blessed. Have an amazing week. Stay warm. Look forward to seeing you next week on Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.